I don't know. Been out shopping this morning to the fucking supermarket. Drives me mad, you know. I don't know about you, but I hate going to the supermarket, and I have to go there pretty well every day because there's always something missing. You know, if it's not one day, there's no sunflower oil. Another day, there's been no supermarket I go to. There's been no bloody anchovies. No, that's not an anchovy in sight for flaming weeks. But you know, it really annoys me going to the supermarket. Really, really annoys me. I mean, I know it's other shoppers mainly. I mean, I do try to go early in the morning as possible, but it's pretty well as soon as it's open to avoid the sea of twats. It's those, you got busy times. It's those people, you know, that sort of, I don't know, some park their trolleys right in the middle of the bloody aisles at right angles, chatting to one another or to somebody on the phone, not even shopping. And then you've got the queue dodgers. God, they get on my tits. They put the basket or the trolley in the queue, and then they go off. They go off to start filling the basket or the trolley. They've got one item in there, and then they're doing dashes up and down the aisles, and only return to either empty an armful of groceries into the basket, or edge the basket or trolley a little bit forward in the queue. And then they get all indignant if you tell them off, you know, for queue jumping. And then, of course, you've got the noshers. I call them the noshers. They're the ones that sort of start to consume the products that are in their basket before they've even got to the queue. You know, they open a pasty, and there's nothing worse looking at some of these people, you know, trying to wedge an entire pasty into their traps whilst still filling the basket up. And then, of course, there's the mind changers. Those that sort of get halfway round and take something out of the trolley and park it where it doesn't belong. And it's usually a perishable. You know, it's fresh meat or something like that, or yoghurt, something that's going to go off, that suddenly you find tucked behind some biscuits in a completely different aisle, which means it's got to be chucked away. And then, of course, there's the ones that you get that have buyer's remorse. You know, you get there and you think, okay, another 2 minutes, I'll be out of this bloody place. But no, they get the bill and then they're starting to hand items back to the flaming assistant, you know, one by one. How much is it now? Oh, okay. And then they go and pick another item. How much is it now? Because they haven't got the money to pay for it. Man, what's the fucking point? They drive you bloody mad. And then, I saw one the other day. I couldn't believe it. She was at the front of the queue, and she got one of these big trolley baskets. She took 2 items out. Big old thing she was. Took 2 items out of the thing and decided she didn't want to bend down anymore. So she picks the entire trolley basket out and empties it like the bins onto the conveyor. I mean, I ask you. And then, of course, if you go to the self-checkout, I hate the self-checkouts. Those bloody things, they work my nerves, the self-checkouts. Machines that talk back to you, you know. Please wait for an assistant. Please put the item in the bagging area. Have you scanned all your shopping today? I mean, really, I spend the best part of an hour circumnavigating the sea of twats in order to get my groceries to the checkout. Of course I've scanned them all. I'm going to leave half of them behind. And I ask you, you know, people say to me, why don't you have your shopping delivered? Why don't you have your shopping delivered? Well, it's all very well, this thing of having your shopping delivered, but really, no. I prefer to go and squeeze my own loaf of bread, you know. Finger my own flaming raspberries or strawberries, you know, just to make sure they're not been squashed so much they arrive as a smoothie instead of a punnet of nice fresh fruit, you know. And these are the things
They don't even say. You send them and give them a list, and if they have this sort of reserve the right, if they haven't got something, to replace it with something else. So you think you're going to be, you based your whole shopping list for some recipes, and instead of the hispy cabbage you asked for, along comes a fucking aubergine. I mean, what use is that? So, I can't see the point in ordering online to have it delivered. And I like to know that I've got the longest date on the food I pick. Now, I don't trust those pickers, They're going to give you the stuff that's going to be out of date within a day. No, I think I'll stick to going to the supermarket. Mind you, but then there is always the flaming sea of crack eggs and beggars that stand outside the supermarket asking you for change that you can't avoid. I wonder where that number is. I think I'll order online after all.